You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's MasterChef After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's MasterChef After Show.
He fought really hard. He fought long. But in the end, he was quelled by the beast that was really weird looking, pink and yellow caramelli pasta.
You know, you can take our Francis, but you can never take our molecular gastronomy.
That's right.
They might have, though.
Thank you for tuning in. This is the After Show at AfterBuzz TV for MasterChef Season 5, Episode 11, Top 11 Competes. I'm not going to do that anymore. My name is Stephen Lemieux. I'm your host for the evening. Joining me tonight, you know what? I have to introduce him first because it's a man you haven't seen in a few episodes, but he is the man behind ensuring that we did a MasterChef After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. The man himself, Kyle Kittleson. Thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back. And I binge watched MasterChef last week to be ready for today. It's awesome as usual.
Sweet.
I'm obsessed.
Also joining us is Traci Propst.
Hey guys, sorry I've been gone for the past couple weeks, but I'm back.
Tracy and I just like to vacation and
sort
just
of.
You're like
lay out
Leslie, you
in
just
the
need some
sun.
time in your richness.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
And joining us as well is my left-hand man tonight, Zach Wilson.
Hey guys, happy to be back. Want to talk some food?
Guys, this was a great episode of MasterChef. Lots of crazy things going on. Certainly got some interesting dishes from some of our top contenders that really put them in a bad place.
and none of the dishes came from people that I would expect them to come from.
yeah.
Agreed.
You know, all the bottom losers. I was like, y'all normally are bringing it,
Yeah.
but not today.
So I do have to say that we will have a special guest on this episode today.
I wonder
already
who
here.
it is.
Do you? Oh yeah, Kyle is
I'm
Kyle's our special
here.
guest, but we'll have another special guest, which happens to be Francis Legge. Scottish Francis will be on the line for this after show.
He's going to call in. So if you have questions for us, you can tweet any of us, or you can tweet AfterBuzz, and hopefully they'll get it to us.
Hopefully.
But yeah, he'll be calling in, and let's put it out there. I'll put it out here for myself.
Put it out there.
If you go back and watch past episodes of this AfterBuzz show, I did not speak very kindly about
you did
Francis. No, and now I'm going to have to confront him.
I think he knows
over the
though.
airs. No, he. Yeah.
Pretty sure he's aware.
Yeah, so there might be a brawl.
I think there might be
A
a brawl.
verbal
Verbal
brawl.
telephone brawl.
This is gonna be fun.
Don't worry, we got your back, Francis, because I've been talking nicely all season because I believed in your chessboard. And then
Turf and surf.
we actually
he's
have
here.
Francis on the line right now. Francis Legge, MC5 Francis L on Twitter. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for calling in on the after show.
Well, I'm now renamed Scottish Francis. Francis Legge is dead. It's Scottish Francis from here on
It's
out.
dead. You're Scottish Francis. We
Legally binding.
We had to open up the show with Braveheart. I hope that's one of your favorite movies.
Yeah, I was in. They shot Braveheart right next to my hometown. Like when I was a kid, it was amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
That's actually really cool. So we're
Yeah, it's
actually.
like, so I know all the secrets, like that. You can see a school bus in the background of one of the scenes and all that bollocks. It's very inspiring to be a director.
Master
Being around
Chef
that.
and film critic.
There you go.
Yes.
So we'll ask you a
That's
few
it.
questions before we start breaking down the episode. But right off the bat, guys, if you haven't watched the episode, watch it before you listen to this after show. Spoiler alert. Francis, you went home.
Sad, right?
Yes, very
Oh.
sad.
And you know what? I cannot believe Graham didn't like your dish because it matched his shirt and bow tie. Like,
Good point.
I didn't even notice that, but that was a good point.
so like
Yeah, out of all the judges too, to break me down, like Graham Elliott is such an amazing judge. He was such an amazing chef. Like he does molecular gastronomy, so it was really heartbreaking. Maybe a little more heartbreaking than Gordon Ramsay breaking me down to have him do it. You know,
Yeah.
I thought he might have liked what I did.
Out of all the episodes of MasterChef, I think we can all cumulatively agree that you have created some of the strangest and most interesting dishes on this show.
I agree.
And you have succeeded in becoming top 11 by doing it as well. Yeah. So, you know, your time has been summed up by just taking chances and really going outside the box with your cooking. Would you go back and change anything at all with what you've cooked or any of the dishes you've made this far in the season?
No, not at all. I would still do everything the way I did it. Even I would maybe go a little more crazier. I think.
Wait, why would you not do your last dish differently if it's the one that got you kicked off the show?
Yes, well, correct. Thank you for noticing that. I would do the last dish differently, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I had another concept. I wanted to do a giant caramelli filled with mac and cheese caramellis. So I think I would go back and do it that way. That's the way I would have gone.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
It really
sounds...
I know, right? So a huge caramelli that you cut open, and all these tiny caramellis come out with a mac and cheese sauce. It would have been amazing.
I just love it. And on a menu, they would be like a single caramelli for $28.
Right.
Like, that's a bad deal.
Right.
Like, no, trust me, it's good.
Giant caramelli. I'm never going to make that bloody dish again. No more caramelli. I ended making pasta, and I left making pasta.
Well, let me
Oh
ask
my
you.
God.
After watching the episode, they had the choice in this where where he had to choose between tortellini, caramelli, and raviolacci. What would you have preferred to make?
To me, because this is only the third time I've ever made pasta, they're all the same to me. Yeah, yes, they're amazing in their own individual fields of pasta, but to me, it's the same. It's a stuffed pasta. So, like, caramelli should be just mozzarella, but I added meat anyway, which is a tortellini thing. So no matter what, I would have stuffed it with whatever the hell I wanted to stuff it with, you know? So.
Can you please admit, though, that your plate did not look that appetizing with the yellow sauce around the pink? I'm sorry. I don't mean to hate.
Yes. No, it's all right. No, I understand. But if you look very carefully, there are microflowers on there, which make everything okay.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
this could look like a pile of dog vomit, but if you put microflowers on there, it'll solve everything.
Perhaps this is my short-term memory, but on the show that aired, we only saw the judge's critique from what's his name? From Graham, right? So what did Gordon and Mr. Joe B say about your dish?
Amazing things. Yeah,
Right.
They only had incredible things to say, unfortunately. It's sad they didn't show it.
Gordon Ramsay tweeted, you know, it's a travesty that you were kicked off because the dish was so amazing.
Yeah, I did. I guess Graham just
saw
had
that.
so much sway in that decision. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Now
they're
we-
like... It's sad. It's sad. No matter what, any of those three judges are talking to me. If they're saying anything bad, it's a critique, and I take it. You know, I take it inventively and creatively, and I understand what they're saying. If they're saying my food tastes shit, then you know it tastes shit. Basically.
Can you walk us through the moments of them saying you're gone? You shake their hands, and then the viewers at home, it goes to commercial. What happens to you after you shake their hands and get kicked off the show? Immediately after, where do you go?
Yeah, you shake their hands and they press a button and this trap door opens. And you fall through, and you never see the cast or anyone again. That's it. You just magically wake up.
That's
in
how
New
I
York
was
City the
envisioning
next morning, and you're like, what happened? No, it's a devastating experience. You know, you leave the MasterChef kitchen, you go through those doors, and once you're through those doors, you're like, it's heartbreaking. You know, it's hard to tell you what happens other than the emotion. You go out, and as you can see, I'm a crier. So as I left, I'm sure I was in tears, as I normally am whenever I'm in an emotional experience. It's just very difficult. It's so hard. It's like because you're in that kitchen for the time you're in there, for the month or 2 months or 3 months or whatever, cooking your ass off every day, and when you're ripped out of that experience, it's life changing. Because your life has changed just being there, but then going back, it's another life change. It's really insane.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I have a question. So with this one specifically, we saw 3 of the top contenders down on the final bottom. What was it about this challenge that was so difficult for you guys? Were you just kind of like, you all kind of put your own spin on it, which kind of ended up backfiring? Are you guys getting a little too comfortable at this point?
Why'd y'all suck?
I mean, you guys were the last people we thought would be in the bottom 3 for this.
I know. Yeah, when I was standing there with the other two, I felt the same thing. I was like, God, I have to be against these two. It was like, it can't be Cutter and someone else. Come on, please. But when they give us a challenge, the reason the three of us are down there, because we are, myself, Willie, and Daniel, are the most creative, inventive people in the kitchen. So no matter what you throw at us, the three of us are just going to be like, okay, how do I take this to the next level or make this stand out? It's like the donuts. You can make 2 or 3 flavors of donuts, but you're just going to blend into the crowd. You need to make 12 donuts. Like, I should have, if I'd known about all 3 pastas, I should have made all 3 pastas and put them on a plate.
Yeah,
and be like, there's all 3. No, you didn't ask for them, but there they are.
I want to
in all
ask
3 different colors.
Francis. You know, we've been a fan of the after show from the start.
Yes.
We've been communicating with you every week. I want to ask you 2 questions. I want to ask you, one, have you had a favorite moment from the after show that any of the other guests have talked about? Because I know a lot of people have given you shout-outs, and a lot of people speak very highly of you on our after show. And then 2, you've been waiting to do something with the chessboard all season, haven't you? Come on, you've been looking for an excuse to do that.
All right, so we'll go to question number 1. My favorite part about the AFTERBUZZ so far, and it's not even about what the other contestants said. My favorite part was when you were the solo host, Stephen. Sitting and watching there with your beer. That was like you're just sitting there talking to your beer like it's your best friend. That was my favorite part of the AFTERBUZZ.
I'm blushing,
You solo.
Francis. I'm blushing.
I felt
was
so sad and happy
hilarious.
for you at the same time. I was like, look at him shine.
Get him shine.
So that was that. And what was question 2?
You've been waiting to do a chessboard. You've been trying to find an excuse to do a chessboard
Yeah.
all season.
Well, I think, I wanted to do it like crazy, but one of my major problems that I found during the season is I never have my chemicals because they're always in the pantry. So when we get a staple pantry, that's everyone's staple pantry. Yeah, we all have sugar and cream and all this bollocks at home. But in my staple pantry, I have 50 different white powders and chemicals. So, like, it was very hard. I wanted to whip out that chessboard all the time, but then I tried when I did the chessboard, I did it without my meat glue, so I feel like I shouldn't have tried to do
We've
it
been there.
without my meat glue.
We've all been there.
I
Yeah, right.
sometimes forget my meat glue. It's just
Yeah.
There's a joke there, but we won't go
Yeah.
into it.
Hashtag meat glue problem.
I mean, I thought the chessboard looked delicious.
It
You just
did.
like you get to like pick out. It's like a game playing during dinner.
That'd be a
My
great hors
my
d'oeuvre to
starch
serve.
fell apart, though. I don't know if I can talk about it. My starch fell apart. So if you look at my chessboard, there's no starch on the plate because it failed. I don't know if I can talk about this, but yeah, but my starch did not make it to the plate. So I think that was one of the problems when it came to that dish.
Well, I bet a lot of our
As they
viewers.
said,
Go ahead.
sorry. Oh yeah, as they said, I think more about aesthetics and art than taste, which is kind of true. I'm always concepting how the plate looks or how I feel it should look, and then I work backwards. And maybe I've learned recently that I should think about the food and the taste and then work to how it looks. So I did learn something from this episode.
And
Maybe.
I'll come out and admit my own take on you in the beginning of the season. I said I didn't like
I
you.
remember it.
Yeah. I was like, this
Oh, I
Francis guy is
remember.
not in my top, y'all. And
I
it
remember
was
the
for
other
that
Francis.
reason. I was like, I don't want a scientist
Yeah.
cooking my food. I just want a chef. However, top 11 proves me wrong. And it also shows you can't skate along by having an artistic side that far. It's just not possible.
Right.
So you definitely have the creativity and the food making abilities. And if you ever come to LA, or if I ever come to where you are, I'll go buy all the groceries and your meat glue, and then you can make us a meal.
And you can
us
make fun
dinner.
of Kyle.
Yeah, you can make fun of me.
To his face.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that, Kyle.
Yeah. I just hide
Yes, I
behind
will
the
glue your
camera.
hand to your face.
Yeah.
I will
With
glue
your
your
meat
hand
glue.
over your mouth.
Oh, now a lot of our viewers, I bet, don't know
That's it.
that you have a background in directing music videos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was my career.
Yeah. So, is that still on your docket for any time in the future?
Yeah, I'm directing and editing music videos as we speak. I'm looking at them right now, trying to.
Well, could
go
you
to bed and
focus
not
on us then
edit.
and stop doing that?
But yeah, but it's still on it, and I love producing and filming any kind of material. It doesn't have to be music videos. I've done a documentary about disco called The Godfather of Disco and stuff like that. So I'm very well-rounded, just music videos of where the art's at. Like I hear the beat and I see the art in my head, just like the way I think of food. So I'm working on a few things now, but I really want to get into production now, producing TV shows and stuff like that, especially in the food world, because I bloody love it.
Nice.
I bloody love food.
So, you're known for doing the crazy antics with the food. Have you looked into anything like 3D printing related with food? Because they have that now.
That's cool.
Yes, I have actually. I've been in talks with the 3D food printers because I think it'd be fun to, if I'm doing some private dining, to bring a printer or bring an iPad that someone designs their own dessert, and then you bring the printer and it prints the food for them in front of them, the dessert. So
That is so
I have been
perfect.
looking into that.
I just don't believe it. I mean, I believe it, but I don't believe it.
Nope. Tracy says no.
Because I mean, it can be a basic dessert. You just think of three things. So you have a chocolate sauce, a red jelly, or something else, and the print, it has the cartridges. You design something and it just prints out. So once you have the flavor profiles, which I'm learning about, down, and then the printer will print it out, and it'll be such an experience. I think you bypass any other feelings of I don't like this, because you have your food being printed out in front of you. It's pretty amazing.
That is so
So
perfect
look
for
out for that in
you.
the future.
That's awesome.
I look forward to many delicious printer jams.
Now, Francis, what inspires your attire? Now, we have a lot of buzz going on about that and your outfits. And now, what do you get inspired from your music videos, or where does that come from?
Did you just go to Zara and pack everything into a suitcase?
Zara?
Wrong store,
Did you
wrong
just say
store.
Zara?
Wrong store.
Oh my God! I would never
More like
walk
Hot
into that
Topic.
store.
I'm no longer the least favorite. I got out.
I've always loved fashion for a long time. I'm friends with Richie Rich, from Heatherette. Remember those days?
Yes.
The whole Club Kid era in New York City. So like I did a lot of music videos, and then Jeremy Scott of Adidas, he would supply clothing. So I got very wrapped up in Jeremy Scott like 6 or 7 years ago, and I'm now just addicted to all his wing shoes and anything that comes out. But I really love that. Hollywood was very eye-opening for me because the clothes there are different to New York. So they would take us out on the weekends or whatever, so we would go out, and I would go down Melrose or wherever, and the shoes and the clothes were just incredible. So Hollywood changed my style slightly, I would say. Now I'm wearing drop crotch pants.
I
and all
saw
that
them,
kind
the
of stuff.
harem pants. I saw them today.
Yeah, that was a very Hollywood-inspired look, which I now have like 10 pairs.
So who's gonna win, Francis?
I don't know. It's difficult. I mean,
Oh yeah, because you
girls are
actually do know,
definitely
huh?
running this season. The girls are running this season from the get-go.
Who
And
run the
I
world?
saw that from when I entered the kitchen. I was like, this is a woman's season. There's no chance a male foreigner can win it 2 years in a row, right?
Right.
True.
So,
We would never allow that. Not in America.
We wouldn't like that.
Nope.
so Francis, we can't do the after.
Exactly. So automatically, if you look at reality TV and you think about it, and if you're obsessed with it like I am, I thought a female is going to win it. So we shall see. I think an all-American woman is going to win it. But who do you think is going to win it?
Kyle.
Well, I'm pulling for Big Willie. Hello.
I think everybody's pulling
Yeah.
for Big Willie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Courtney's second, I guess.
Next.
Courtney.
I think I'm looking at Courtney or Elizabeth.
Oh,
That's
Elizabeth
my-
has been
my
a major
vote.
contender.
Courtney is an incredible cook. She's got a lot of hassle this season from her shoes and her bitchiness or whatever the hell you want to call it. But she is an incredible cook, and I think she's actually an amazing person. And a lot of the hatred towards her, I think, is just because she has confidence and style and
I
everything.
agree.
And maybe people look at it and they're threatened by it, or
Bitches
they
be
want to
jealous.
be like that. So I'm not going to say jealousy, but I think she's a very threatening woman, and I think she's one to look out for. And Elizabeth too. Elizabeth is an incredible cook. Like, she's pulled out things that just amazing simple dishes that she does look incredible on the plate. I think Elizabeth is definitely one to look out for.
Is there anyone on this?
And Big Willie.
Is there anyone
I'll give you that, Stephen. And Big Willie.
Is there anyone on the competitions thus far that you were really surprised when they went home?
Yeah, Tyler. I was absolutely devastated. A little bromance. I was devastated over Tyler going home because he's such a gentleman. And the light that he went home on was so sad because he would never do that on purpose. And he was a
Yeah,
really
he's-
incredible person. But he was one guy that I was looking out for. I was like, that guy could stay home. But then we can go back to episode 1 or 2, whatever. When I saw Whitney cutting, like we were up on the balcony and they were making the meatloaf. I saw Whitney's knife skills. I was like, wow, look at Whitney. She's incredible. And she went home that episode. So
Well, she put couscous in a meatloaf.
Was that her?
Yeah.
Don't get me
Her
started.
knife skills, look, she was like swinging a knife around like a samurai sword. It was incredible. I was just like, look at her. And then she went home. So, like, there's so many people that I've looked at and admired their skills, but still haven't gone home. Like Francis B., even though I didn't want another Francis on the show, I'll tell you that. That was shocking.
Yeah.
That's like Kyle walking in to MasterChef and there being another Kyle. You'd freak out, right?
I would die. Someone would die.
Oh, well,
I mean, not going to happen.
guess we shouldn't
And
tell
there's
you.
there's not many other Francises, so that was really fucked up. Or bug it up, sorry.
So I got to call you out, Francis. A few episodes ago, you know, when you helped a little person named Courtney with yeast, and then the next episode you're like, don't help your competition. What was that about?
That's because Francis's competition and Courtney wasn't.
Da-dun-dun, da-dun-dun.
The truth comes out.
Automatically, it was like Francis versus Francis. As soon as another Francis, I'm like, oh, no.
Can't have that.
That was like, I wanted to take that person out. But
See, you
really-
wanted him. You wanted him to use a knife.
I thought all along.
He used
Yeah,
food.
I thought
Yeah.
all along it comes down to who you can beat in the final, and that's really what it is. Like, you can look at people and they may be competition or not, but it's who you can beat in the final. You know?
Right.
So maybe people are playing that a little much, and there's a lot of drama this season.
I know we're going a little long, but how much do you think of the eliminations is based on talent versus ratings for the show?
I think the judges, whatever they say, is golden.
Wow.
answer.
Interesting.
Very correct answer.
Also going,
Ratings-
They're not
ratings
here,
are
by the
ratings.
way. So, yeah.
also going a little bit off
They're
subject.
listening somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
Hi, Gordon. I love you.
Whatever they say, I respect everything they say. I mean, I may not cook like an angel, but
Well,
Like
your
Cutter.
shirt has wings on it, so that's close enough.
But the judges, I really respect everything they say, and anything they say, I listen to and incorporate into my life. You know, because they're
Yeah.
intelligent guys and they know what they're talking about.
So I gotta ask, give us the tea. What's going on? What's going on behind the scenes? Where's the drama at? Because
Yeah.
we only see a little bit when they're like talking about, oh, I don't know who's gonna be top 2 or bottom 2. So tell us, like, who does not like each other right now in the competition?
Good
I'm
question.
rubbing my hands together,
And say it slow.
All right.
Mr. Burns style.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure my people are listening right now saying, "Shut up, Francis." They're like, "No, it's hard to answer that question." It really is. I think everyone is a food family now, and we love each other and everything from the experience and everything. But when you're in that moment, there is a lot of fighting and quibbling and getting into people's heads, and you know, there's a lot of that going on behind the scenes and during the show. And I mean, to begin with, there are 30 people cooking that first episode, and there's 30 minutes to whittle down the first challenge. Like, how can you have
Wow.
30 people whittled down? It's just so hard to see everything. So there is a bugger load of drama going on between everyone, but you will never see it. And you'll never hear it.
And you won't tell us about it. So
So thanks a lot.
But I'm happy. But I'm happy they don't put so much of it in, because it really is about the cooking.
Yeah.
is.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And that's what the show is. It's about cooking. So,
I agree. They do a great job at balancing the drama with the actually food, because all of us and a lot of the viewers share the same thing. We love seeing the food, and we love hearing about how it was made and how it tastes and why some things work and why other things don't. And I agree with you.
Right.
It's a perfect combination of food and drama.
Because we loved watching Leslie
Right.
and Daniel go back and forth. That's also very interesting.
Leslie's great. I think Leslie's a great guy, and he has magic in his food, obviously, to help him.
Yeah, we like
That
Leslie.
was a Sabrina the Teenage Witch joke.
all right, well,
Right,
Francis,
okay, he's got magic. Okay. That's
Francis,
explaining the joke now. It's getting late.
we have to break down the episode. You're more than welcome to stay on the line while we break down the episode if you'd like, though.
All right, go for it. Yep.
All right, cool. So, guys, tonight we have the Mystery Box Challenge. You get to choose between luxury items and common items you've seen in like a normal like Kroger or Walmart. We get 1 boxes, of course, each of those. The cooks decide which box to cook with, and they have 5 minutes in the pantry. Wait, no, sorry, that was the next thing. And Leslie takes the fancy because he likes being well off more than he likes being poor.
Absolutely.
Who doesn't?
Don't need to go to college to learn that.
Daniel goes for the cheap box, lays out some bacon. Elizabeth goes luxury. Victoria wants to elevate the everyday ingredients. Francis, of course, anything has to be luxury when it comes to Francis L. Aaron goes
dear.
Aaron goes with luxury, Christian goes cheap, and Courtney goes fancy. All right, so the top 3 in this challenge would be Elizabeth, Victoria, and Leslie. Leslie was actually the most interesting to me. He really kind of, when they were deciding the winner, I thought that Leslie deserved to win,
I agree.
doing 3 different proteins.
I thought that was surprising because usually when somebody throws up 3 different things, they attack them like, oh, you didn't have enough confidence to just give us 1 good thing. You had to give us 3. But I guess he nailed all 3, so he brought it.
What do you guys
Yeah,
think?
he did. I was very impressed. Can I just butt in? I was very impressed he did it all 3. That was incredible. I should have added the 3rd to my chessboard and had 3 squares.
Yeah, you should have.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, Francis.
You could have made like a
extra
4-square or a hopscotch.
Thanks to you guys.
I thought it was interesting though because Joe went up and was literally like ridiculing Leslie's dish and telling him like this needs more flavor, this is horrible, this is horrible. But then in turn he did come around and was like, you know what, I was giving you a hard time and you pulled through, so good job. Which I thought was great of Joe because we know how Joe is.
I think it was just 2 old guys having a moment.
That's exactly what it was.
I mean, your dish looked good. I wasn't too sure on it because of just I don't think the judges would like something like that with the ahi tuna and the steak paired so closely together.
Which dish are you talking about?
I'm talking about the chessboards.
Oh, okay.
Francis.
But I love the quote from Gordon saying, "It sounds confusing, but it's Francis." So
Yeah,
we'll see.
right. That was so perfect.
You've surprised them in the past, so we actually never knew. But Leslie is the winner. I think he deserved it. He gets to go to the pantry and choose between 3 dishes, and they are tortellini carameli, because you got to talk like Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the carameli. And raviolacci. And he chooses the carameli stuff with mozzarella, and Big Willie doesn't even know what it is. We get a little quote from there.
I didn't know what it is either, so.
Everybody gets 5 minutes in the pantry, but wait, guys, wait.
There's more.
There's more. Here's the twist.
Oh.
Which was it?
Burning Love reference. He teases everyone and gets to choose a rolling pin to give to somebody and take away their pasta maker. And he's like teasing everyone. He's like he gives Aaron a hug. He's like, I'm not giving it to you. Here you go, Court. No, you don't get it either. And he gives it to Daniel.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I guess he just
I
doesn't
did
like.
not see that coming.
Francis was watching tonight, and he didn't see it coming. He's like, I was shocked
On
when
the
that happened.
day.
Well, I gotta say, Francis is not a vengeful person.
Well, Zach and I both agreed that occasionally when the chefs are given a disadvantage, and I'm using air quotes, it's actually an advantage. Because unless they're just super, super, super bad, they either consciously or subconsciously take it into consideration that they had a disadvantage and go, yeah, but you only had half the time, or you had to use a rolling pin, and this is pretty good considering.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the rolling pin, really quite brilliant. Yeah, with the rolling pin there. Yeah.
because at the end of the day, I mean, if you've got 2 dishes that are equally, let's say, bad, but like the dough is the same. This person had to use a rolling pin. This person had a machine.
Exactly.
Well, this person was able to execute just as well as the person with a machine.
Yeah.
So that person would
Well,
just get the
Joe-
slightest bit advantage.
Right.
Joe believes that pasta rolled with a pin and made with the volcano technique tastes better anyway. I think all the judges believe that. They said they love to watch people make love to the pasta. You know, so like you put it through a machine, you're just standing there watching it through a machine. But if you're kneading and pressing it, you're really going at it with that pasta.
Right.
I think they were very adamant. I don't know if they showed it. They were very adamant that is the way to do it. So that disadvantage was an advantage in their eyes, I think.
Yes.
So you're right.
Yeah,
about that.
exactly.
So-
I think when my biggest disappointment with this episode, besides Francis leaving, was when Willie is making his dessert, and Graham goes up to him and more or less says, "You need to stop doing this, or we're going to send you home." And Willie's response was, "Go big or go home."
I just think it's a good dessert.
What? Willie, I love you. I mean, clearly I'm a big fan. But he's telling you don't do that, and your response is,
You got to go with your heart, though.
No, you don't. You got to go with
You're
what the
out of
judges are telling you.
competition.
If the judges are saying don't do that, then you say, got it. Won't
Well, this
do
is,
it.
I guess
I don't
it's
know,
good.
but I have to disagree.
Okay.
I have to
Well,
disagree
go
with
figure.
yourself. because sometimes they come and they come to challenge you just to test your knowledge. You're like, are you sure you didn't know what you're doing? You shouldn't be doing it this way. And they want you to go, no, I'm doing it this way. But yes, it obviously didn't work out too well.
Yeah,
But-
perhaps, yeah.
And I'm really curious.
But anytime they challenge me, I'm always like, you're wrong, Mr. Ramsey, in my mind.
Yeah.
Well, because then if your dish that you change it to is wrong, they'll be like, you should have gone with something a little bit
Gone
more
with your
original.
gut. Yeah, right.
But I'm curious
Yes,
when
you
they
just have to know what you're doing.
when they let out the challenge, when they say like this is going to be what you have to do, do they say you need to replicate this dish as closely as possible, or do they just say make a pasta? Because if it's just
Okay,
make a
if they
pasta, it
want-
seems more free reign.
Yeah, if they want you to replicate, they say it. For example, Lucas and Alexander's dish, they said replicate it.
Right.
Now, Joe, Mr. Bastianich, of course, sorry, he said do this dish, but he never said replicate it. So you can do your own take on it. But I feel like I should have just replicated it.
Yeah. I feel like in this
I do too.
In this
I also
competition,
feel that way.
Because it's a bloody tomato sauce. Come on, and I can make a tomato sauce. Come
Right.
on. What was
But
I
your
doing?
tomato sauce would be like with oranges and eucalyptus and like GH229, you know?
I like to use green tomatoes from Alaska because they have a better flavor, and then I put them through a liquid nitrogen freeze so I can get a better taste. Sorry.
We love it.
50 quail eggs.
Do you, Francis, is that how you eat? Like just normal, like today, what did you eat?
I didn't eat much today. I've been very depressed all day. Very,
I love all the guys.
very
I'm like,
depressed.
dude, you better eat. All the guys are like, oh, I'm like, what's wrong with you? When I'm depressed, I eat more, Francis. Like,
Oh, you didn't know? No, yeah, I had a moment today. I was like, oh, bugger it.
oh.
No, I cook a lot of stuff, British stuff. Like, do you know what a toasty is? A toasty machine?
A
Toaster?
Yeah.
It's like a toasty machine.
Like a grilled cheese.
Toastie. It makes like grilled cheeses, but in a machine, and it crimps the edges. Bloody incredible.
Fancy.
It's a toasty. It's a British thing, but I have one here, so I eat that a lot every day. And then I make my dog sous vide chicken, and I make him fresh food every day. So normally, whatever the dog's getting, I eat as well because it's healthy, you know.
I
Lucky
love that your
dog.
dog eats so good.
And then at night time, I always make a pop rock ganache because the wife's always like, we're eating healthy, and then she's like, all right, make a ganache. And so I make ganaches with a shitload of pop rocks in it.
Oh my gosh.
That's so exciting.
That's
So
awesome.
I do make a lot of crazy stuff. And then donuts. I haven't stopped making donuts for weeks. Oh my god.
That was
So
one of
you've
your
been
shining
eating well.
moments.
What?
That was one of your
Seriously.
shining moments on the show. Was
Yeah,
the donuts.
absolutely. Yeah, but the prosciutto donut, I have people ordering left, right, and center, which is great. So if anyone wants prosciutto donut,
Dude,
and you're
send a
within
box over
delivery,
here. We'll
Yeah,
take
where
it.
where can they go to get your prosciutto donuts?
You just have to go online. You can go to francislegge.com, which is not the best website in the world, but it's there. And you can order donuts, but you have to be within the area because donuts just will not travel very well with heat and cold conditions. They'll just turn up as a
Well, I'm
mess,
sure a lot of people will be
unfortunately.
moving closer to you now.
Okay, so going back into the competition, Cutter picks it up to look it up, and he's like, I've never cooked Italian food at home. And at this point, I'm wondering if Cutter's ever cooked anything at home. Because, I mean, I'm sorry, Cutter, but literally
He drank beer. He
every
told us
time you
that.
pick up a food, you're like, I ain't never
I've
cooked
never
this
done
before.
this.
So literally 2 seconds before we find out you're going to make bubblegum caramelli, I'm like, oh, I think Francis is probably going to make different color caramelli with bow ties or something. And then they say that, I'm like, wait, what? Reading my
Literally,
mind.
Francis, that's what he said before it happened, and then that's exactly what you did.
Yeah, we can all cop to it. He called it.
So Willie makes his taste of caramelli with caramellini, with his caramel and apple filling. I know, right? It's brilliant, isn't it? If he could make the recipe good, it'd be brilliant. We get the hands up, stop. Who's our first people to go over? So they go over Daniel, who made a red wine infused caramelli with short rib and habanero sauce. Graham hates it. Leslie's stoked. Looks like he's stoked. I don't want to say what I said during the show. Joe just tells him, no, never put red wine in a pasta. And Gordon says, congratulations on standing out tonight. You're 1 foot forward. No, out the door to leave this competition.
I mean, I thought it sounded good. Short ribs and habanero, you're talking my language.
And then we get a tease from Leslie that he's writing a book called I'm Not a Vengeful Person, but If I Was, a book by Leslie.
We would like that.
Jamie makes a fantastic tomato pork sauce with a mozzarella cannellini. Very simple. She took the dish, made it her own, and it shined through because in the end she won the competition with that dish. We get only Graham talking about Francis' dish, fatty shredded beef and bland, and I just said that it matched Graham's shirt and bow tie.
And Jamie is the little mousy girl?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. Francis,
Look,
is
Jamie's
Jamie
great,
like
but
the
she was right next
cutest
to me.
thing? Huh?
Yeah, Jamie's great. She was cooking right next to me, so it was so fun watching her do the caramel because she has OCD. Like, just crazy OCD. So I was watching her, and she was measuring out each piece of pasta with her cutting tool. It was just like watching, like, just doing math over there. It was
I just
very
want to
distracting.
I just
That's
want
why I
to
love
cradle her. She's so tiny and like
Just want to be like, it's
she's
okay,
very
it's
quiet.
okay,
Yeah,
it's okay.
even if nothing bad's happening, I just want to take her and cradle her and just go, it's all right. It's all right. We got you.
She will bite your head off.
Oh.
You try to cradle Jamie, she will take your head off, and she will cut something out of it.
Well, then never mind, Jamie. Good luck.
Isn't
She
she in
has
New
a
York too,
bite.
Francis? I forget where is she?
She's Queens.
Yes,
Yeah,
she's
they
in
talk
New
about
York.
her being from
I
Queens.
don't want to get that wrong because she'll kill me.
Yes.
I don't want to get that wrong.
That's what
I thought.
She's
I'm like,
in New York somewhere.
She will
Yes.
rip her blueberry pie out of her tattoo and shove it down your throat. to
Wow.
match it.
I still really
And
love
then,
her.
and then she will tattoo your face on her after she's buried you in the woods somewhere.
So moving on with the judges going with the dishes, we get Cutter as a short rib stuffed caramel. They're gigantic. Like he didn't
the
cut
my God,
wings
whale
on
tails.
them. Yeah.
They were gigantic. And Gordon gives the best backhanded compliment he can give somebody, saying he has a face like a British bulldog chewing a wasp, but he can cook.
Yeah, what
Like
is
an
that?
angel, like a British bulldog who ate a wasp.
Chewing a wasp.
Have you ever seen
Well-
a dog who gets stung by a bee and their lips just like puff up
No,
and look really
I've
weird?
never-
Where have you seen this,
I was a
Steven?
dog
Pictures on the
trainer for
internet.
years,
No,
and I never
it's a
seen
very
that.
British thing, but I think he's more like
Oh,
a,
it's a British thing.
bulldog hit in the face with a baseball bat.
Oh, that's also
But he
very
modified
American
it.
version of this.
Damn,
That's
Francis.
the American version of this
That's
quote.
some tea. All right. So Joe likes Courtney's dish as a super sexy, simple dish. And then we get to Big Willie, which is this is the first time we've had a really critical judging of Big Willie.
Oh,
He said-
no, the soup.
well, the soup. I mean, but I'm staying with Big Willie on that egg in the soup.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry.
they ripped him a new one on the soup.
They ripped him a new one on this one. He
Yeah.
says, it just came to me, and Gordon says, it's an abuse. I am so unimpressed. I am dreading tasting it. The dish doesn't look good. It looks like regurgitated dog vomit, which means the dog would have had to throw up, eat the throw up, and then throw that up onto a plate and be served to Gordon Ramsay.
That's right.
That's
This is a
terrible.
cooking show.
And then Ramsay spit it out, so he regurgitated it anyway.
Too sweet, too much cinnamon. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Oh, that's harsh for
that's
Willie.
one of
I
the
don't-
most frightening things ever. When Gordon Ramsay's spitting out your food, whether it's in a napkin on the floor, it is one of the most frightening and embarrassing moments ever.
But I don't feel bad for Willie. Willie, again, I love you. I don't feel bad for him. They told him, don't do this. And he does
He
it
did
anyway.
a dessert. He did a dessert. That's where I'm so confused. He literally took a pasta and made a dessert, which was not taking his own point on it. It was completely changing everything
Yeah, like
they just told you to
Jamie added meat to her
Right.
sauce. She won.
Francis added beet juice.
He was like, maybe I will bake. And we're just like, no, you can't do
Yeah,
it.
that was-
You know,
Well,
it's too far.
I feel like the problem with Willie's dessert, though, was that he went in a badly Italian direction. Like he
That
didn't-
is the problem.
No,
with
like
this dessert.
what I'm saying is you could make a cannellini in a dessert way, but you would probably want to steer it towards the flavors of like a tiramisu or something like that. You wouldn't want it to be cinnamon and apples and caramel. That's like so Halloweeny. That's not very Italian at all.
Yeah, you're feeling with cream or like a mousse.
Yeah, like
I would just add tomato sauce and call it a day.
I would just listen
And
to
I'd
the
be top
judges.
10.
I know. Seriously, if anyone had made just like, hey, this is an exact copy of that dish. I added basil.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Exactly.
I added a very rich ingredient that you can only find in certain
Everywhere.
places throughout the world. Mainly everywhere.
Yeah.
It's called basil. Have you tried it, Gordon? Enjoy it. It's not cinnamon, it's not apple. It's literally
Yeah, because then they go, it's simple, it's traditional, it speaks
Sexy.
to the roots. I love it. Great dish.
I literally think
Done.
Willie heard caramelini and heard
Caramel.
caramelini.
Yeah.
He was like, I want caramel apples.
He probably
that
did because he did say it just came to me, and so he probably didn't realize he heard caramel. It was just like
Subconscious.
dessert. Yeah.
Fans,
Willie, if you're listening, we want to know if that was your train of thought.
Fans,
Yeah,
if
it
you're
was.
listening, you need to make a little comic that just shows Willie with a little thought bubble that says caramelini and it has like caramel and an apple
dripping with caramel.
and mini or something.
Love it. Love it.
So the bottom three are Daniel, Francis L, and Big Willie. Daniel and Willie step forward. And at this point, we know Francis is going.
Bye, Francis.
Yeah, we're like, bye, Felicia.
Nightmare.
Gordon says they were both
Nightmare.
bad, but tonight you guys are safe. Francis is out. And you get a round of applause from everyone in the kitchen. That was nice. I mean, I don't think you really made enemies on this season at all.
No.
Like, really.
And more importantly, and
Except
who
for
cares
Leslie.
about the other contestants? You get a great going away speech from Gordon, who's like, "Look, you're super, creative and all these things. Once you have the foundation, then you can take flight or something like that." Which to me would be the biggest compliment you could get from anyone on the show.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and listen to him. I was very emotional tonight at the ending. So yeah, it's nice. It's great what they said, and and I'm not going to stop. I'm definitely going to go work in the kitchen and build up my knowledge and bollocks.
Do you have plans to own a,
Anyway, back to the story.
do you have plans to own a gastronomy pub anywhere, or
Sorry?
do you have plans to like open a restaurant anywhere, maybe in New York or?
In Los Angeles.
I am in talks with some people right now. I can't tell you much, but I am in talks with people right now about revamping the menu and working and taking over a place.
Nice.
So, but I will get back to you guys and let you know all about that before the end of the season if it comes to fruition before then.
Can you
Absolutely.
just
But I
run?
have big things. I have big things on the horizon.
Can
Yay.
you run the decor by us before you officially make it though?
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
No,
because we definitely are the best at decor decisions for restaurants.
my new 3 judges.
I mean, I'm
You will be my
totally.
new 3 judges.
I told you I'm colorblind at the beginning of the season, though, so that
true.
does not help. So I gotta say that the montage they gave you on the way out, though, it was amazing to see like every outfit you've worn throughout every episode, because it definitely made you stick out. Because everyone else, aside from Courtney's shoes, nobody else really has a style that.
Well,
people
Big
can-
Willie's bright colors, but
I mean, but that Big Willie shines without even needing those bright.
You're
colors.
gonna notice Big Willie.
Everyone knows Big Willie, but that was kind of cool. I mean, you were a very recognizable face. You were a very big part of this season of MasterChef, and it sucks to see you go because the show will not be as good without you, Francis.
agreed.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it was great experience. Wearing all my clothes on TV, that was amazing because I dressed in myself all the time, but for the whole country to see that, I loved it. That was incredible.
Yeah.
And I got away with a lot, like so many Adidas stuff and all that. I don't know how I managed to get all that Adidas onto a TV show, but I love it.
Well,
So, are you listening, Adidas?
Bam.
Yes, Adidas. Well, we hope this kind of cheered you
There we-
up. Now go eat something, please.
Yeah.
We
Pop
love you
rocks.
over here.
Yeah, the wife is on the couch trying to stay awake looking for ganache.
Aw.
Well, thank you so much for calling in tonight, Francis. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you keep watching our after show because we're still going to be covering it to the end. And I'm glad we've had this experience. I'm glad you were on the show, and I'm glad we could chat with you. Definitely hit us up next time you're in LA. Hopefully, you and Big Willie are here at the same time. We're all going to go hit up and make some food together and
Some donuts.
get
Well,
some.
I will make the food, but you guys can.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know if I'm in LA, and of course I'll be watching the AfterBuzz and everything. Because you guys, it's great watching you. The next day, 'cause I normally see it on YouTube the next day, and it's hilarious watching you sit there with your radio faces on.
That was an insult.
Backhanded compliment.
No, it wasn't even a compliment. That was just.
Yeah,
kidding.
there's a compliment in there.
somewhere.
Yeah.
We have to rip apart
the
the pink beet dyed skin to find the compliment in there.
There you
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much for calling in, Francis. Again, fans, if you want to follow Francis on Twitter, it is now at MC5FrancisL. I think you'll be changing it to at Scottish Francis soon. If you can take that, I think you should. But we will talk to
Yeah.
you soon through Twitter. Thank you again, Francis.
Thanks, Francis.
Bye, Francis.
All right, thank you very much for having me, and thank you for this season and all the support. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and move into some predictions.
Yeah.
Spooky music.
Sound. There we go.
And now,
Your AfterBuzz TV
Oh,
predictions.
I was like, that sounds different than normal.
That sounds worse because I'm doing it.
Just whatever I think I say out loud.
Kyle, we haven't seen you in so long, and you've watched everything. So, judging by the patterns you've seen in the Fibonacci MasterChef, tell me, who do you think is going home next week, and what do you think?
I know, actually. I know. You know how you just know sometimes?
You just know?
I know. It's gonna be Jamie.
I agree with you.
She's because she's gonna be a team captain, which Jamie doesn't have that captain ability, that leadership ability. She's too soft-spoken. I think she's a really fantastic chef, but is she the master chef? No. So I think it's time for her to go. And that, in my opinion, that top 9, it can almost be anyone's game with the top 9.
Really?
Yeah, but I think Jamie has to go before we can get to that.
All right, top 3.
Willie, the stripper.
Courtney. Come on.
And
Aerial dancer.
That's why you were saying.
Ariel the dancer.
And the girl,
This is Ariel
the other pretty girl who's not a stripper.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Those are my top 3.
Tracy?
I think / hope Cutter goes home. And
Agree.
top 3,
Love her.
Big Willie, Courtney, and Daniel. I hope Daniel's in the top 3.
Okay.
I like that.
Mr. Zagavilson?
I think Jamie's team will go down next week, but I think she will bring it back in the
Pressure.
pressure in the pressure.
Should we make a
test.
little wager?
This
Should we?
mug for that mug.
I will challenge the water in this cup.
All right. If that's the truth and Jamie doesn't leave, I will fill up your mug with water
So,
for you.
But I do have the same top 3 as you, as I said before. I think it's Courtney, Elizabeth, and Willie.
Got it.
well, so the scenes we see that's flag football, they're cooking for a stadium, and we see Jamie crying. So I think,
It's a typical episode.
yeah, and I think Cutter's,
Jamie, I'm totally kidding.
I
You'd
think
never-
Cutter's actually going to shine in this challenge because it's basic
Football, yeah.
basic
Looks like
football, America.
It looks like burgers and like probably like chicken
Going
with
home?
tenders or something.
Going home next week, I think it's probably going to be Jamie. Bottom 3, I'm going to say Leslie, Jamie, and let's go with Aaron. I think Aaron's going to be bottom 3 next week. Aaron, yes. I always do it wrong. And I think that the top 3 will probably be Victoria,
I like Victoria.
Big Willie, and Elizabeth. I think Courtney is not going to be.
I
think
went
she's
between
top 5.
Victoria and the other one,
Courtney.
Elizabeth. Elizabeth, yeah, so maybe Victoria. I like her a lot.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning into the after show here at AfterBuzz TV for MasterChef Season 5, Episode 11. Top 11 chefs compete. I've been your host for the evening, Stephen Lemieux. You can find me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux, StephenLemieux, as well as doing the Strain and Graceland after show. I will not be here next week, but we will have Chef Brian Duffy from Spike TV's Bar Rescue in studio, as well as a calling guest from the show. So definitely check that out. And where can we find you guys?
You guys find me on Twitter and Instagram at @ZachWilson, ThatZachWilson, and also here at AfterBuzz on Dominion, The Leftovers, and The Strain with Mr. Lemieux over here.
And you can find me on Twitter at TRACIABTV or on Instagram at TRACIPRO.
Don't find me on Twitter. I have too many followers. I can't handle
so
anymore.
popular.
Find me on Instagram at Kyle Kittleson. Thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I got to say, guys, please go to iTunes, rate and comment, subscribe. We'll give you a shout on the show. Please leave a comment when you rate and subscribe on iTunes. And we will see you next week for the MasterChef After Show for Season 5, Episode 12, Top 10 Compete.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Freedom!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.